Hello yet again, this is LK Wong in the house, and today I've got to be showing you a very new guitar that's just been launched, like I think back in February or something. There's even like at this point in time that we were making this video, apparently that some countries I think are having very little stocks of these as well, and there's only a handful that came into Malaysia right here, and I've gotten my hands on one of these. Check this out, the PRS SE DGT. Yeah, finally PRS has come up with an SE version of the DGT, which is I think one of their best-selling models in the core lineup, the US-made ones. But you know, the DGT US-made ones are pushing like about, I think somewhere around like $4,000 or something, which makes it very kind of like limited access to those like really like guys with big budgets and you know, and stuff. Guys who always wanted a DGT but cannot afford now can finally have a taste of what all the magic is about this DGT guitar in the SE line. This guitar, obviously, it's made in Indonesia, built by Cortec Musical Instruments. Basically, that's the Chord Guitars factory. OEM manufacturers for PRS SE now. And I think you can check out that video that they did about their whole facility in Indonesia. It's really mind-blowing. Let's talk a bit about the specs of this guitar. This guitar comes in two different finishes. This is the one with the McCarthy Tobacco Burst. There is another unit that is featured in gold top finish with a very dark back. That's a little bit cheaper than this. Talking about the specifications, the guitar's neck is a 25-inch scale length. You've got the Paul Reed Smith signature logo here, like the current SEs. You know, it's closer to like the core model kind of looks. You've got like PRS branded tuners. They are not locking, but they work fine. I believe this is a self-lubricating nut that helps with tuning stability. You've got a one-piece mahogany neck. One piece, yeah. And the body is also a mahogany body with a maple cap on the top, as you can see. But this features a nice, very flamey veneer maple top. Fretboard is rosewood with the bird inlays. The gold top version comes with moon inlays, so there's a bit of a difference there. Here you can see that around the side it's got really nice what you call a faux binding. You can see the natural maple colored top there. And it comes with two DGT S pickups. These are wound in the Indonesian factory, as well as a molded bridge, the PRS molded bridge. Two volume controls and a tone control, three-way pickup selector switch. Just a little bit about these knobs here. This has been assigned to be the volume control for the bridge pickup, and this the neck pickup. Unlike, you know, other kinds of like Gibson style kind of guitars where it's actually reversed, this is a requirement that was made by David Grissom himself. It's the same as on the core model. Of course, DGT means that David Grissom tremolo unit. There is a tremolo bridge here. Took a look at the back, and inside there was like 4 springs in there, and stays in tune once it's set up properly. Forgot one more last thing is that this tone control is you can pull it up. There's a push-pull here to turn the pickups to become sort of a split coil, and the split coil is about like 75% split, so it's not like a 50-50 kind of thing. So you have less volume drop when you split the coil, get a more useful kind of a split coil sounds in this sense. This is what makes the PRS guitars kind of special in this sense. Enough about the specifications. I think we should get into hearing some of its sounds. After briefly having this guitar, I've been playing it for some hours and stuff like that. The important question is, what do I think about it? Yeah. Some of the pros is, I think, this particular finish, right, you got to see it in its physical form to really like see how great it looks. I mean, the pictures on the net or something, or with bad lighting, doesn't really do it justice. If you have a chance, try and check it out at the store near you and see it on your own. I mean, it's got a nice vintage kind of like burst and stuff. What I like about it, the frets are really tall. I think these are some jumbo size frets, so it makes like bending really a bit easier and all. And the way they finished it it's really nice. It's really smooth. It almost feels like you've got like stainless steel frets on there, and the fret ends, they're all like rounded off really nicely, really smooth. No sharp ends and stuff like that. I mean, for a guitar made in Indonesia like this with this kind of like fretwork, I think it's quite unbelievable, and stuff. This to me sounds like, I mean, I'm more of a vintage kind of guy, so like tone is like really warm and stuff, as you've heard. And those who like a vintage style kind of guitars, like more of a Gibson or a Les Paul kind of thing, but you want something that has a trem as well as like this rib cage, what this ergonomic kind of cut like this to make it more comfortable. The PRS makes really good middle ground, they fill in that gap really nicely. It's somewhere really in between like a Strat and a Les Paul kind of thing. Very balanced and comfortable to play. The neck also features is bit kind of like a chunky kind of neck, maybe like a 50s kind of profile neck. So if you like that kind of feel, bluesy kind of guitar, this guitar is great for you. I mean, the other models are a bit more thin and wide, I suppose, but this one is, I believe, it was based off, the core model was based off David Grissom's vintage, I think 50s ES335 or something like that. So it's got a 50s kind of profile neck, which I really like as well. Another pros about this thing is that it's got great sustain. When you play, I mean, the notes really like just sustain. I'm not sure, maybe because of the neck, the one-piece mahogany neck, and apparently there's a long tenon in here from what I remember reading somewhere. So maybe that helps with the sustain as well. Cons about this guitar, I would say nothing is really perfect so to say, but this one is if I'm really going to be nitpicking again, the first thing that hits me is that right here, there's like a little bit of a gap right here between the, where the fretboard goes into the nut. Seems like, I think they shaved off the nut a little bit too much or something, so there's like a gap. I can feel like the end of the fretboard, but like I said, this kind of things does not affect playability. If I wanted to, maybe later on I could sort of like swap it off for maybe a bone nut or something, or just get another Graphtec nut or something or whatever, but small issue. And slight finish kind of I think the finish here is a little bit like slightly smudged out, a bit floppy a little bit at this part, but very tiny. Like I said, that's only if I'm nitpicking Other than that, I think it's a very nice guitar for the money. Not forgetting, the guitar comes together with a gig bag right here. Check this out. A nice padded kind of gig bag. So that's about it for this video, and don't forget to hit the subscribe button if you like this kind of content. We'll see you in the next one soon.